Hello students, it is our second class to discuss the various properties of D block elements. We have already discussed the atomic radius, ionic radius, ionization energy, heat of atomization, melting point and boiling point. Now we have to discuss the different oxidation state of the metals. You know the different states of a metal is due to different number of electrons participate to form different types of bonds like ionic, covalent and coordinate. In the formation of a ionic bond, you know the ionic bond is mainly due to the number of electrons lost to form cation. As they have one or two electron in the 4s orbitals or s orbitals, so they have a tendency to lose either one electron or two electrons. So they can show +1 state and +2 state. This mainly due to formation of ionic linkage. Look at in copper, the outer configuration is 4s1. So it can show +1 state. Chromium, that also +1. Copper and chromium. 4s1, they can show +1 state. But chromium +1 is highly unstable. Except copper and chromium, other element can show +2 states due to 4s2 configuration. So they have 2 electrons in the 4s orbitals and they can lose 2 electrons to form dipositive ions and they show +2 states. And they show variable oxidation state due to different number of electrons participate to form covalent bond. Here both S and D electron, 4s and 3d electron, participate in the formation of covalent bonds. You know the covalent bond is mainly due to the sharing of unpaired electrons. So that the number of unpaired electrons possible in a 4s and 3d orbitals, that number of electrons can participate to form covalent linkage. For example, in scandium, the outer configuration is 4s2 3d1. In 4s2 2 electrons, 3d 5 orbitals. 5 orbitals, 1 electron. If you 1 electron of a 4s, 1 electron of a 4s goes to 3d, the number of unpaired electrons become 3. And these 3 electrons can participate to form covalent bonds. And this can show +3 state. +2 due to ionic and a +3 due to covalent. But scandium in a +3 state is not due to covalent linkage, only in case of scandium, not in other cases, only in case of scandium. In case of scandium, the +3 state is mainly due to ionic linkage. This is the exception case. It does not show +2 state. +2 state of scandium will not exist. This is mainly due to its electronic configuration 4:3D1. It has 3 electrons which can lose to form octet form to become octet. So it can lose 3 electrons, the configuration become 3s2 3p6, which has noble gas configuration. As it has noble gas configuration, the scandium in a +3 state, so ionic linkage, and that form only exist, but a +2 form only not exist. Exactly same way, titanium can show +2, +3, +4 states. Titanium can show +2, +3, +4 state, maximum +4 state. Vanadium can show +2, +3, +4, maximum +5 state. Chromium can show maximum +6 state. Manganese can show maximum +7 state. Exactly same way, titanium 4+, which has D0 configuration, is more stable than titanium 2+ state and titanium 3+ state. The titanium 4+ state is more stable. Means titanium in +4 state form stable compound in comparison to titanium 2+ and titanium 3+. Exactly zinc. Zinc has D10 configuration. Here only 4s electron participate in the formation of a chemical bond. So zinc can show only +2 state, and the nature is ionic. In a D0 configuration, titanium exists as TiO2, vanadium VO2 plus, chromium CrO4 2-, and manganese exists as MnO4- for magnetic. All these have D0 configuration, means all electrons participate, all 4s and 3d electron participate in the formation of a chemical bond. All electrons are used to form chemical bonds. So they can exist as TiO2, VO2 plus, and CrO4 2-, MnO4-. But beyond manganese, other metals does not exist in higher oxidation state except ruthenium in RuO4, osmium OSO4. They exist as +8 state. But other elements show in 3D series, no elements show +8 state. For example, iron exists as either +2, +3 state, cobalt +2, +3 state, nickel +2 state, copper +1, +2 state, zinc +2 state. Here, higher state will not exist. In a P block, the stability of a higher oxidation state, down the group decreases. If we move down the group, the stability of a higher state decreases, the stability of a lower state increases. But in a D block, the stability of a higher state the stability of a higher state increases down the group, increases down the group. For example, in chromium, the maximum oxidation state is +6. Then MO +6. Then tungsten +6. These elements belong to same group. And if we compare the stability of a chromium 6 state less than MO 6 plus state less than tungsten +6 state. For example, chromium in +6 state can form CrO4 2 minus. MO can form MoCO4 2 minus. Tungsten can form WO4 2 minus. All these elements in +6 state. If we compare the stability, the CrO4 2 minus less stable than MoO4 2 minus than WO4 2 minus. As chromate is less stable in +6 state and it is the highest positive state, then they have a tendency to accept electrons to undergo reduction and they show oxidizing property. If the state is unstable and has better tendency to accept electrons, such substance can act as best oxidizing agent. So in chromium +6 state, molybdenum +6 state, tungsten +6 state. Chromium +6 state can act as a better oxidizing agent than MO +6 state than W +6 state. So this can act as a best oxidizing agent. So CrO4 2 minus, MoO4 2 minus, tungsten O4 2 minus. And this can act as a better oxidizing agent than MoO4 2 minus than WO4 2 minus. This can act as better oxidizing agent. Same way, if we compare 3D series, 4D series, 5D series, the thermal stability of higher state down the group increases. The thermal stability of a higher oxidation state down the group increases so that their oxidizing property decreases down the group. Again, manganese show maximum +7 state in MnO4 2 minus, MnO4 minus. This is for manganate. Chromium show maximum +6 state in dichromate or chromate. Vanadium show maximum +5 state in VO2 plus. If we compare the oxidizing property of these compounds, the MnO4 minus means for manganate is a better oxidizing agent than dichromate CrO4 2 minus than VO2 plus. The stability of a different oxidation state we can also compare by using their ionization potential. If They possess low ionization potential to convert that cationic form. That state will be thermally more stable. For example, nickel 2 plus, platinum 2 plus. If we compare the plus state of a nickel 2 plus and platinum 2 plus, the nickel 2 plus is thermally more stable than platinum 2 plus because the first and second ionization energy of a nickel, first and second ionization of a nickel less than the first and second ionization of the first and second ionization energy of a platinum. Nickel less than platinum. First second ionization of a nickel less than platinum. And exactly if we compare the stability for nickel 4 plus and platinum 4 plus, you have to compare first, second, third, fourth ionization energy. If we compare all these four ionization energy, the ionization energy of all four more than platinum ionization energy, all four. Means first, second, third, four. First, second, third, four. Ionization energy of nickel more than first, second, third, four ionization energy of platinum. So that the platinum 4 plus is thermally more stable than nickel 4 plus. Platinum 4 plus thermally more stable. You remember this point? Nickel 2 plus and platinum 4 plus are thermally more stable. Again, in higher oxidation state, as they show oxidizing property, in higher oxidation state, as they show oxidizing property, oxidizing agent. So they do not form compound with the I minus and Br minus because these two are best reducing agent. For example, Vi5 and VBr5 do not exist because vanadium plus 5 in highest oxidation state, and this can act as oxidizing agent, and I minus is a reducing agent, so that vanadium plus 5 is converted to vanadium 3 plus, and iodide I minus is converted to I2, so this convert to Vi3 and I2, Vi3 and I2. Okay, we have similarly in cupric iodide, Cu2 plus, the cupric iodide will not exist. For example, if we copper sulfate, cupric sulfate react with the I minus to form cupric iodide. But cupric iodide will not exist, cannot exist, because cupric 2 plus can act as best oxidizing agent and iodide can act as a reducing agent. So cupric iodide again decompose to form cuprous iodide plus I2 exist in this form. So cupric iodide cannot exist. This converted to Cu2I2 form. In higher oxidation state. In higher oxidation state with halogen, titanium can form TiX4. But vanadium exists as only VF5 and chromium exists as CrF6. But manganese does not exist as MnF7 because 7 fluorine atom will not surrounded around Mn plus 7 state. This will not exist. This exists as MnO3 F form. But beyond manganese, no metal, no metal exists in trihalide form. No metal exists in trihalide form except FeX3 and COF3. Only these two can exist, but no other metal can exist in trihalide form. Oxygen can stabilize higher state to form oxide, to form oxides. The ability for oxygen to stabilize higher oxidation state is more than fluorine. Oxygen form stable oxide more than fluorine. For example, manganese can exist as maximum MnO4, MnF4, but when manganese combined with oxygen, it can exist as MnO4 minus. It is permanganate, which Mn has +7 state. But manganese cannot combine with the 7 fluorine atom to exist as MnF7. MnF7 will not exist. The stability of fluorine. The stability of fluorine to stabilize the higher oxidation state is mainly due to two reasons. One, due to formation of a higher lattice energy in case of ionic compounds. And second is mainly due to higher bond enthalpy. Higher bond enthalpy in the formation of covalent compounds. In the formation of covalent compounds like BF5 and CRF6. So because of two reasons, one due to formation of a higher lattice energy and second due to formation of a high bond enthalpy, the fluorine can form stable form in higher oxidation state. Only BF5 exists, but other pentahalides do not exist. They undergo hydrolysis. In aqueous medium, convert to BOX3 form. Again, VF2 also not exist. This formula not exist because vanadium 2 plus can act as a reducing agent, which will reduce to fluorine. So VF2 formula not exist. Only VCl2 form or a VBr2 form or a VI2 formula exist. Now, electrode potential. Electrode potential of a transition metal. We have to discuss the standard reduction potential of M2 plus M. Means if a metal solid form is converted to metal 2 plus in aqueous form, it undergoes oxidation. It loses 2 electrons. This means the metal undergoes oxidation. So the metal having high oxidation potential. Such metal can act as best reducing agent. Such metal can act as best reducing agent. How will compare their oxidation potential value? If M solid form is converted to M2 plus aqueous form, it should be more stable in M2 plus form in aqueous medium. So it has to release more amount of energy. More amount of energy means the del H total should be more negative value. More negative value. Then the standard oxidation potential value will be more positive value. Means the standard reduction potential value will be more negative value. Look at here. If a metal solid has to convert first metal gas form, because metal in solid form cannot lose electron directly. First, it has to convert to metal gaseous form. And the amount of energy required, that is called heat of atomization or del H atomization, or this is also called heat of sublimation. The heat of atomization is always positive value. As heat of atomization is positive value, it should be low. Then the del H total will be more negative value. The metal gas form can lose 2 electrons to form dipositive ions. The energy required is called first and second ionization energy. First ionization energy plus second ionization energy. This total energy is also endothermic. As it is endothermic, it should be low. The first ionization and second ionization energy should be low. Then metal gas form in aqueous medium undergoes hydration, convert to metal aqueous form, and the amount of energy released is called heat of hydration. The heat of hydration is always negative value or exothermic value. As it is exothermic, the heat of hydration should be high. High heat of hydration means if a metal in a solid form is converted to metal 2 plus in aqueous form, in total the amount of energy involved in the form of a heat of atomization, first second ionization energy, and heat of hydration. This energy is endothermic. Ionization energy also endothermic, but heat of hydration is exothermic. The endothermic energy value should be low, exothermic energy value should be high. In total, the del H total is equal to del H atomization plus del H ionization, first ionization plus second ionization, ionization 1, ionization 2 plus del H hydration. These three energy in total should be more negative value. If del H total will be more negative value, the standard oxidation potential will be positive value, and standard reduction potential value will be negative value. So it is experimental. If the standard reduction potential will be more negative value, the standard oxidation potential will be more positive value, and in total the del H will be more negative value. So if we compare the standard reduction potential value, the metal 2 plus which possesses more negative reduction potential, the metal possesses more positive oxidation potential. The metal possesses more oxidation potential, and such metal can act as best reducing agent. So, if we compare the reduction potential of a different metal dipositive ions, look at here. Titanium minus 1.63 volt, vanadium minus 1.18 volt, chromium minus 0.09 volt, manganese minus 1.18 volt, iron minus 0.44 volt, cobalt minus 0.28 volt, nickel minus 0.25 volt, copper 0.3 volt, and zinc minus 0.76 volt. If we compare these values, look at here. Only in case of copper M2 plus M possesses positive value, 0.34 volt of copper 2 plus copper. So that the copper possesses copper 2 plus possesses positive reduction potential. So copper possesses negative reduction potential. So it is less than hydrogen. So copper cannot reduce to H plus ion. H plus ion cannot reduce by copper. H plus ion cannot be reduced by copper because it is less value than hydrogen plus. And if we compare the reduction potential of all, so if we compare the reduction potential of M2 plus M, look at here. The vanadium manganese possesses minus 1.18 volt. Titanium possesses minus 63 volt. So highest is titanium 2 plus titanium. Then highest is what? Highest is titanium more than manganese, nearly equal to vanadium, more than chromium, more than zinc, more than iron, more than cobalt, more than nickel. You remember this order. Means titanium can act as best reducing agent than manganese and vanadium, than chromium, than zinc, than iron, than cobalt, than nickel. If we compare manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, which one possesses more reduction potential value? Answer is manganese in enol M2 plus M value. The manganese possesses more value in comparison to iron, in comparison to cobalt, in comparison to nickel. The reason is that in manganese, the configuration is 4:3d5. If it is converted to M2 plus value, the 2 4s electron will loss. We easily convert to D5 configuration, which is a more stable configuration. And that releases more amount of energy. As that releases more amount of energy, this becomes more stable form. So M can easily convert it to M2 plus value. M2 plus form. Now we compare the reduction potential of M3 plus M2 plus. M3 plus M2 plus. We have to compare the reduction potential value. Look at here. In case of manganese iron cobalt, cobalt 3 plus, cobalt 2 plus. The value equal to plus 1.97 volt. Manganese 3 plus, manganese 2 plus. The value equal to plus 1.57 volt. Iron 3 plus, iron 2 plus. Value equal to 0.77 volt. In these cases, the tri-positive ion possess positive volt. They easily converted to M2 plus form. As they easily convert to M2 plus form, they easily undergoes reduction. And in such cases, M3 plus can act as best oxidizing agent. The oxidizing property of CO3 plus more than Mn3 plus more than Fe3 plus, because this one possesses more positive value than Mn3 plus than Fe3 plus. But the enol M3 plus M of titanium, vanadium and chromium, they have negative value. As they have negative value, the M2 plus to M, M2 plus to M3 plus, M2 plus to M3 plus will be positive value. Means M2 plus can easily convert to M3 plus by losing one electron, and they can easily undergo oxidation. As they easily undergo oxidation, so they can act as a best reducing agent. This means chromium 2 plus, vanadium 2 plus, titanium 2 plus, vanadium 2 plus, titanium 2 plus, titanium 2 plus. These three can act as best reducing agent. They easily convert M2 plus form to M3 plus form. Lower state to higher state. They easily convert from lower state to higher state. Again, the copper plus in aqueous medium. The copper plus in aqueous medium is highly unstable, and that easily undergoes this proportionation reaction to convert to cupric form plus copper 0 form, because copper 2 plus in aqueous form and copper 2 plus in aqueous form, the copper 2 plus in aqueous form undergo more hydration. More hydration means copper 2 plus form is more stable, and copper plus form is unstable. So copper plus undergoes this proportionation reaction in aqueous medium to convert to copper 2 plus and copper 0 form. You remember this point, okay? The Cr2 plus can act as a reducing agent. It has D4 configuration. D4 configuration, but this can act as a reducing agent because if it acts as a reducing agent, it undergoes oxidation. It undergoes oxidation means it loses one electron to convert chromium 3 plus. In a chromium 3 plus, it has D3 configuration. D3 means the 3 electron in T2g orbitals. T2g orbitals. T2g orbital means dxy, dyz, dzx orbitals, which are in stable form. So D4 is unstable. D4 is unstable form and D4 is stable form. D4 is unstable form and D3 is stable form. So that the chromium 2 plus can easily be converted to chromium 3 plus, and chromium 2 plus can act as a reducing agent. The Cr2 plus can act as a reducing agent. It has D4 configuration. D4 configuration, but this can act as a reducing agent because if it acts as a reducing agent, it undergoes oxidation. It undergoes oxidation means it loses one electron to convert chromium 3 plus. In a chromium 3 plus, it has D3 configuration. D3 means the 3 electron in T2g orbitals. T2g orbitals. T2g orbital means dxy, dyz, dzx orbitals, which are in stable form. So D4 is unstable. D4 is unstable form and D4 is stable form. D4 is unstable form and D3 is stable form. So that the chromium 2 plus can easily be converted to chromium 3 plus, and chromium 2 plus can act as a reducing agent. Now we have to discuss why the transition metals form colored compounds. The formation of a colored compounds in transition metal is mainly due to DD transition. DD transition. What is DD transition? You know the D subshell has 5 orbitals. 3 orbitals are plane orienting, such as dxy, dyz, dzx. These 3 orbitals are known as T2g. And 2 orbitals are axis orienting, d a square minus y square and d z square. These 2 orbitals are known as Eg. The Eg and T2g possess different energy in the formation of a complex compounds or some compounds. Due to difference in their energy in the formation of some compounds, and electron in the lower state, for example, in T2g orbitals, let is the lower energy state. It undergoes excitation by absorbing light energy and jump to Eg orbitals. The Eg orbital is unstable. That again come back to T2g by losing some energy, and that energy appears as color. This is known as DD transition. So due to DD transition metal usually form colored compounds. But the metal ions having D0 and D10 configuration. D0 and D10 configuration, they do not form colored compounds. And such compounds are usually white compounds or colorless. For example, scandium 3 plus, D0, titanium 4 plus, D0, vanadium 5 plus, D0, even copper plus, D10, silver plus, D10, zinc 2 plus, D10, cadmium 2 plus, D10, mercury 2 plus, D10. Such compounds are usually colorless. But exceptionally, the complex compounds having D0 or D10 configuration are also colored. This is not mainly due to DD transition. This is mainly due to charge transfer. Charge transfer. For example, silver iodide, AgI. It is yellow. Why it is yellow? Ag plus has D10 configuration. Ag plus has D10 configuration. But the color is yellow. Why it is yellow? This is mainly due to large size of I minus anion. Due to large size of I minus, the electrons of I minus will polarize towards Ag plus. The charge of I minus is shifted to Ag plus. Due to polarization of a charge, some energy is released, which appear as color. This is known as charge transfer. You take another example. Potassium permanganate. In potassium permanganate, MnO4 minus. The manganese in +7 state. Still then, the color is pink color. So it is pink. The pink color of MnO4 minus is mainly due to look at here. The manganese has +7 state. Deficiency of electrons. O minus, negative charge. The negative charge of O minus is attracted by Mn +7 state. Is shifted to Mn +7 state. Due to polarization of electrons of anion to cation, the energy is released and that appears as color. This is known as charge transfer spectrum. Similarly, potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7, it is also color. This is also mainly due to charge transfer spectrum. Charge transfer spectrum. But AGF. AGF is colorless. AGF is colorless. This is mainly due to small size of F minus. The polarization of an electron of anion is not possible. But Ag plus has D10 configuration. As Ag plus has D10 configuration, the DD transition is not possible. Charge shifting is not possible. So that AGF is colorless. AGF is colorless. Then magnetic properties. The transition metal ions show different types of magnetic nature, such as paramagnetic, diamagnetic, and ferromagnetic nature. The paramagnetic nature is mainly due to presence of unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons. And most of the transition metals are usually paramagnetic. Except D0 and D10 configuration. The metal ions having such configuration are usually diamagnetic. For example, scandium 3 plus, titanium 4 plus, vanadium 5 plus, copper plus, silver plus, zinc 2 plus, cadmium 2 plus, mercury 2 plus. Such compounds are usually diamagnetic nature because they have D0 or D10 configuration. They have no unpaired electrons and hence they are not attracted by external magnetic field and they are diamagnetic in nature. Ions having D0, D10 configuration. Other ions having D1 to D9 configuration are usually paramagnetic in nature. For example, scandium 2 plus, D1 configuration, titanium 3 plus, titanium 2 plus, D2 configuration, vanadium 2 plus, D3 configuration, chromium 2 plus, D4 configuration, manganese 2 plus, D5 configuration. Up to manganese, the number of unpaired electrons increases. Scandium 2 plus has 1 unpaired, titanium 2 plus has 2 unpaired, vanadium 3 plus 2 plus has 3 unpaired, chromium 2 plus has 4 unpaired, manganese 2 plus has 5 unpaired. The number of unpaired electrons increases from scandium to manganese. Then that decreases. Iron 2 plus, D6 4 on pair, cobalt 2 plus, D7 3 on pair, nickel 2 plus, D8 2 on pair, copper 2 plus, D9 1 on pair, zinc 2 plus, D10 0 on pair. So the number of unpaired electron increases from scandium 2 plus to manganese 2 plus 1 to 5, then decreases up to zinc 2 plus 0 on pair. If a number of unpaired electron increases, the magnetic moment increases. The magnetic momentum mu is equal to square root of n into n plus 2 Bm. Bm means Bohr magneton. If a number of unpaired electron equal to 1, mu equal to 1.73. Look at here. Number of unpaired 1, mu is equal to 1.73. Number of unpaired 2, mu equal to 2.84. Number of unpaired 3, mu equal to 3.87. Number of unpaired equal to 4, mu equal to 4.90. Number of unpaired 5, mu equal to 5.92. So that the magnetic moment increases from scandium 2 plus to manganese 2 plus. Then that decreases from manganese 2 plus to zinc 2 plus. In the formation of interstitial compounds. What is interstitial compounds? If metals like hydrogen, carbon or nitrogen, such metals are trapped inside the crystal lattice of the metal, they form interstitial compounds. Due to formation of interstitial compounds, such compounds become non-stoichiometric. Such compounds are non-stoichiometric. And such compounds usually possess high melting point and high boiling point than that of pure metal. They are also hard, very hard. They are also very hard. And they retain the metallic conductivity. They retain the metallic conductivity. And they are also chemically inert. If metal is active, the interstitial compounds are usually inactive or inert.